I am cold like December snow. I pooped in your mom's jello, and I will drag you down and make you eat it. What? Anyway, this is Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley. Next to me is my trusty companion,
John Guns.
I just shot him in the head. If you guys never noticed that, that's what I'm doing. I'm shooting him in the fucking head.
Can you make yourself?
Yeah. Um, we're here on a Thursday to talk about what happened on a Wednesday
Cold October Thursday.
and King of Pro Wrestling, which happened on Monday. So I guess we'll go in chronological order. King of Pro Wrestling
was an A++ show. That's where I'm going with it. First of all,
I really enjoyed Liger versus Suzuki.
Yeah.
Liger tried to out-grapple Suzuki, but lost via the Gotch-style pile driver. But afterwards, Suzuki got on his knees and bowed to Liger, and then furiously walked to the back as he was upset that he showed that emotion. We got El Phantasmo and Will Ospreay in a fucking junior classic.
Match of the year candidate right there.
Holy shit, was it good.
Match of the decade candidate, I'd say.
Further. Anyway, what else? We got John Moxley couldn't be there because of
the typhoon.
The typhoon.
I don't know if it has a name.
It does, but I don't know what it is.
Moxley and Zack Sabre Jr. both couldn't be
there. Right.
But the replacement for John Moxley was amazing because Archer versus Juice was a sickeningly hardcore match.
Yes, it was very good. The only thing that I didn't like about it is the situation because Moxley and Juice have been building for a long time, and Juice was supposed to get his comeuppance and everything, but now we have a new U.S. champion in Lance Archer who deserves some kind of reward for his G1 efforts this year.
And at this point, Moxley has quite a claim to that belt, never having officially lost it.
But who knows if we'll ever see him in New Japan again?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Not me. No, I sure don't.
What else is there? There was Evil trying to get the briefcase off of Kota Ibushi in a fantastic fucking match.
Yeah.
Not one, but two Kamigoyes had to put away Evil. New Japan is so good because something like as simple as a lariat could end the match.
Yeah.
Everything is believable and everything looks great and stiff. And it's just uncomparable. So we have Ibushi with the briefcase for sure. Okada versus Sonata. Sonata has beaten him once out of 6 times. He loses here, sheds a tear. Hilarious that I run that. Need something new for Sonata. Get out of LIJ maybe. New character change. I don't know. But as much as I love Sonata, I think that is the way he needs to start going. He needs to, if he's saying Goku loves you and people are chanting my name and this and that, you can't be in a tweener faction. You shouldn't be Cold Skull. You should be.
Well, what I was going to say, if he leaves LIJ, I would hope that he at least keeps the gear and the theme song.
I don't know. I just
because I love everything about who Sonata is right now.
Yeah, but apparently Gato doesn't. Apparently Gato hates fucking Naito. So I don't know what that is.
Well, Gator's a piece of shit.
Naito versus Tai Chi again. I don't need to see that for no title. No, Naito deserves better. Anyway,
Gator should just focus on kissing Jay White's ass.
Sweet lady.
And that's not even. And I like Jay White. That's not even something against Jay. Just more something against Gator.
Yeah. Any hooser. NXT was fantastic.
Yes.
First match was Angel Garza.
Big upswing from last week.
Yeah. I will say that it was the better of the two shows this week. Just because I thought it was better.
I agree, except for the tag match on AEW, but we'll get to
that. Yeah. Angel Garza versus Tommaso Ciampa was good. It started the show off. There was Io Shirai versus Caden Carter, which was all agility. There was Matt Riddle versus Bronson Reed, which was a lightning quick match with a lot of stuff in it.
Bronson Reed good.
Yeah, they made a lot of the time they had. I don't know if I like someone kicking out of a go to sleep, but that's okay. As Riddle showed off a new finisher, a Gosh style pile driver. Then we had Rhea Ripley telling Io Shirai not to say her name and that she's going after Shayna, and Bianca said her name last week, so next week she's wrestling Bianca Belair. Tegan Nox defeated Tainara, not Conchi anymore, just Tainara. And afterwards, Shayna came down and said, I guess you want to throw your name into the hat again, and or like everybody else, but you're running out of limbs to rehab. It was kind of lame. It was just like, okay, Shayna's still alive. Like there was no other point to show it. There was a Gargano interview asking him how he feels about Ciampa being back, and he says,
I'll tell you what, man,
I won't know until I see him, which kind of like
weird. You work together.
Well, it was just like not needed.
Yeah. I don't know. It really feels like they're just waiting for somebody that they feel comfortable putting the women's title on to get Shayna on Raw or SmackDown.
I think it's Rhea.
It really feels like that because they're not doing anything with Shayna Baszler.
Rhea should win it, and then Io and Bianca should have their shots.
They're just waiting for somebody to come that they can send up Shayna.
I hope they don't turn it into like a 4-way or whatever. Finn Balor talked about how he has retraced his steps and how his next week his past becomes his future. So he will be in action next week.
In his official in-ring return then?
Yes. At one point after the Tommaso match, Kyle O'Reilly gave Mauro Ranallo a USB, and they played the USB, and it showed the era in the back with a laid out Velveteen Dream on some pallets. And Roddy kept saying, I told you not to embarrass me, Dream. I told you not to embarrass me. So William Regal says that instead of Velveteen Dream wrestling next week for the North American title, it will be the winner of the rubber match between Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee. Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic wrestled amazingly. There was good psychology. Keith Lee targeted the left arm of Dijakovic, even doing a frog splash off the middle rope to the arm. Everything was starting to go in Dijakovic's favor on the top rope, and Roderick Strong came out and hit them with the belt. And Regal got on the mic and said, good strategy, but not really, because next week you're going to have to face both of them in a triple threat, which is the only way I could see Roderick Strong winning against either of those men, because they're fantastic to watch. I love Keith Lee. I love him.
Yeah. Era is definitely going to get involved there because a triple threat match is no DQ.
Yeah. Or I could see something like Dijakovic and Keith Lee just going after each other, and then Roddy gets like a quick pin.
Yeah.
Something like that. The main event, I think I covered all the matches. If not, fuck me, whatever. The last match was Pete Dunne. Killian Dane against Boa. Boa threw a lot of good strikes. I was very impressed by Boa. Killian Dane ended up winning with a senton to the abdomen, then 3 Vader bombs to the abdomen, and then a camel clutch abdominal stretch like submission. As Dane was leaving, Dunne was coming down, and Dane started getting in Dunne's face. Dunne just looked at him like this.
Yep.
Grabbed his fingers and snapped them. And then after that, just walked down to the ring as a bunch of officials pushed Dane away. Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest was fan-fucking-tastic. It had counters, it had strikes, it had everything.
I like you saying that because you weren't sure that it was going to be.
No, I was more so like I'm a Pete Dunne mark, so I wanted Pete Dunne in the title picture.
Yeah,
that's all. But I'm sure he will be. It was awesome. Damian Priest wins with a low blow and then his finisher, which makes sense because he's a heel. The match, though, Pete Dunne and Damian Priest put on a clinic, and you should go watch it. It's probably my favorite match of the night. That includes AEW. I have some thoughts on the AEW versus NXT thing after we talk about AEW, John. So don't let me forget. As we are live, AEW started off with SCU getting pummeled by the Lucha Brothers. Christopher Daniels is taken out after a package pile driver on the rampway. So Scorpio Sky says, fuck it, he'll do it. Yeah. Even though he's not in his wrestling gear. So Scorpio Sky saves the day and ultimately advances.
Saves their spot in the tournament as well.
Advances in the to the next round after beating the Best Friends. The Best Friends. Who I thought would win. Yeah. Because it would make sense since they have a ongoing feud with the Dark Order, who already has a bye. Don't understand why SCU won, but whatever. What was after that? Rio versus Britt Baker?
Yes. For the women's title.
For the women's title. Decent match.
Decent.
Rio was in the...
Shame that Britt didn't win because I wanted to see Britt bring the title into Pittsburgh with her. But it makes sense to keep it on Rio right now.
Yeah, it's her first defense.
Yeah, she just won it.
Rio turned over the submission into a pinning combination and won. It was a good, hard-fought match. We got the Proud and Powerful, a.k.a. Santana and Ortiz, taking on local enhancement talent, who they did away with.
I can't not call them LAX.
With the Street Sweeper. And then Jericho got on the Tron and on the screen and said,
how do they do that?
I forget. They got on the screen and he said that Santana and Ortiz want the Young Bucks at full gear.
Which will be awesome.
Yes. There was a lot of tag matches in AEW this week. What was after Rio and Britt Baker? Oh boy.
I believe we had Lucha Brothers
versus Jurassic Express. Even though Luchasaurus wasn't there because he was injured, we don't know the extent of the injury.
Yeah, we don't know the extent, but we know that it wasn't an out of action thigh injury.
Yeah.
So he probably got it trained.
This was all over the place. Marco and Jungle Jack Perry
Jungle Boy Jack Perry
tried to jump and splash and dive as much as they could, but the Lucha Brothers mauled them and advanced to the next round.
So Marco had sort of a coming out party here. He really put out a lot of stuff that was really impressive.
Yeah, I feel like every time Marco is on TV or does something, it feels like a coming out party because you look at him and you're just like, you're smaller than Spike Dudley.
Yeah,
but you're not.
I think he's smaller than Rio.
Probably he's shorter. He's probably shorter. Yeah. After that, we got another tag match, which was Hangman Page and Kenny Omega on his birthday against Pac the Bastard. The Bastard Pac. Bastard. And the purveyor of violence, Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley.
This was a hard-hitting affair. Lots of
so awesome.
Everyone's trademark moves and finishers and dives and all that you could. It was a buffet. And John, talk.
Okay. So match started off with Pac and Omega, which was good. Well, match started off with Kenny going right at Jon Moxley, but Pac, being the legal man, was able to get Kenny away from Moxley and get Moxley to the outside. They went at it for a while. Pac ended up going outside, which led to Kenny hitting the tope con hilo. There you go. What are you doing? Okay. This allowed Moxley an opportunity to sneak into the ring and go after Page, which eventually led to Pac getting back in the ring, making the legal tag to Moxley, and we got Moxley and Omega in the middle of the ring, finally, after all this time.
And they brought their barbed wire weaponry.
Yes.
And Moxley was about to use it. He was about to use it. And Pac stopped him. He threw out both weapons and said, "What are you doing?
Use your head. Use your head."
Because Pac is all about wins.
Use your fucking head in it.
He doesn't want to lose.
Yeah.
So Moxley gives him the 2-finger
double
salute
bird
and hits him with the paradigm shift and walks out. Buckshot lariat, V-trigger, and a Deadeye puts Pac away. Next,
giving the crowd what they want.
Yep.
An Omega and Hangman celebration.
The last match on the show was Le Champion, Chris Jericho, and the challenger Darby Allin, who had champ written all over his makeup.
Yeah.
This was a very good match. I would say it was the second
best
match on AEW. The first being the tag between Omega and all them. This was a really good street fight. A lot of use of the kendo stick.
Yeah.
Darby had his
hands. A lot of kendo stick, a lot of chair.
Yeah. Darby had his hands taped up, but that didn't stop him from hitting some high fly maneuvers. But ultimately,
got powerbombed onto a skateboard.
Yes.
Fucked his back up. To which I said, well, that's probably something that's happened to him plenty of times.
Right.
He lives that dangerous skateboarder lifestyle, as Tony Schiavone likes to say.
Schiavone. What else, man? How did it end?
It ended with Darby Allin going to the top, for the coffin drop, and Jake Hager popping up out of nowhere, running up the steps, popping him in the jaw. Darby falls into Jericho, who promptly spins him around for the walls, and Darby, with his hands taped, verbally submits.
Then we got the Inner Circle come out with a lot of the bubbly, and that was the end of AEW.
Yep, they did the whole pop the cork spray shit and everything.
Yeah.
It was a cool celebration.
I don't think it's fair to compare NXT and AEW anymore. I don't think it's a war.
They're too different.
They are. AEW presents itself as a show,
and they're both awesome,
like Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Whereas NXT presents itself like an Impact used to in the same spot. If NXT had pyro and lighting and was on the road, then I would say you could compare them. But really, the only thing about it is similar fans like both, and
they both happen to be on at the same time.
Yeah, they're both on Wednesdays. But there's a lot of differences in both shows, and I don't know if it's fair to compare them anymore. But we will continue to, because that's what everybody else is doing, and we need to be in the now and whatever.
We need to be in the loop.
We need to be in the loop, the loop-de-loop.
The loop is on.
But my favorite show of the week was NXT.
My favorite show of the week was AEW Dark.
Hilarious.
But we'll talk about that with our boy, the Nerdy Mark, this weekend.
Yes, we will be covering AEW Dark 205 Live and NWA Power on the Nerdy Mark channel this weekend. So
I'll tell you
look out
what,
for that.
That Omega Janela match, not for the faint of heart.
No, no, not at all. So with that, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. Peace and love to all of you. Bang!